So today we're going to get real and we're going to talk about what making change can look like. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kirsten. I'm with Water's Edge Tarot. Welcome to my channel. For those of you that have been coming, hi, welcome back. Today I'm talking about making change and what it really feels like, what it is on a vulnerable level. And that may turn a lot of you off from this video, but that's fine because I'm saying this message for those who need to hear it. I know there's somebody out there that needs to hear this message, and this is for you. Change is hard. It's scary, and it requires courage. And I'm not saying this to deter you. I myself am going through the biggest change and transformation of my life. I, about 2 months ago, quit my 9 to 5 and I went full time into this. And every day I'm learning something, but also every day I'm having to just keep showing up for myself. And that is what change really is about. So the reason I'm making this video is because there are plenty of people out there who are like, join my 3-day course and I'm going to help change your life, or do my 5-day challenge and things are going to be amazing. And I'm not discrediting any of them, okay? There is power in that, and yes, there is change in that is in the mind and in the heart, and that's called a paradigm shift. What I'm talking about is making change and applying your change in your everyday life. Now, this doesn't just have to be something grand like starting your own business and leaving your 9 to 5. This could be anything. This could be you dedicating the fact that you're going to be going to the gym on a regular basis. This could be you learning a new skill. This could be you, working on, cleaning your house, actually. Cleaning your house can be a change for people. There's things in changing that are just scary because we don't really know what we're dealing with. So here I am, no notes, no outline, coming at you, and I'm going to explain to you what change looks like and how it can be messy. One of my cats is saying hi. Oh, look, really, literally. So first, let's start out with change can be scary. That is a common fact that everyone knows. But change can also be very liberating, which is the reward that we're all trying to get to. And most people focus on the liberation. No one really focuses on the amount of work you have to get to that liberation. A lot of times, change is like climbing up a hill. And I don't mean this to deter people. I'm saying this so other people can relate when they're in the middle of what we're going through. What I'm currently going through is I'm still climbing up a hill. And the more I keep working and the more I keep doing, yes, it gets a little easier. My strength gets a little stronger. I feel a little more confident. But that doesn't mean that every day when I show up for my business that, I'm super motivated, or this is going to be amazing, or, there's days where I still come in and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, Kirsten? You need to figure something out. And you know what? Me being real with me in those moments, me saying, why am I doing this? What's the point? And then reminding myself of why I'm doing it and what the point is, that's me showing up. Yeah, I could give in and I could be like, I'm a failure, this isn't for me, and it's not going anywhere. Which is not true, starting out. But those are the self-defeating conversations that sometimes try to come into my mind. And again, this can be applied to anything. It could be people who are, I said trying to clean their house, okay? Cleaning a house is what a lot of people take for granted that they can do. But there's a lot of other people who struggle with keeping a clean house because they have kids, they have a busy life, because they're fighting or dealing with a lot of things that not many people know about. And so even just learning a new routine for cleaning the house, sometimes you're like, well, what's the point of me doing the dishes if there's just gonna be more dishes there tomorrow? What's the point of me taking the trash out today when I can take it out tomorrow when I feel like it? The point is getting into a rhythm, utilizing the muscle and going through the work of it. And this is where it's difficult, because when we're going through the work of it, when we're doing it, it's challenging. And there's literally the term growing pains, guys. And it's not necessarily that it has to be painful, but you have to work through why you're doing this in order to get yourself to want to do it. I would love to sit here and tell you that motivation is going to, be the thing that's going to get you to do what you want to do. But to be honest, motivation is fickle and very shitty, okay? Motivation lasts for maybe 48 to 72 hours, and then after that, it's pure will. Well, then you're going to come at me and you're going to say, I don't have a lot of self-discipline. I don't have a lot of self-will. I've been there, okay? I'm that person. But here's the thing. When I decide I'm going to make a change, I'm the one who's like, how bad do I want this change? And if I want it, I'm going to find a way to make myself do it. And if that means I have to journal for an hour just to go do my dishes, I mean, it's never been to that extreme, but you're following my example here. Journal for an hour, okay? Because this shit is sloppy and messy. And why is it sloppy and messy? Because we're dealing with head stuff up here and heart stuff here. We're dealing with stuff that has been conditioned, that we've programmed, and these are false narratives or false stories that we have to battle that we don't even realize we're battling. Maybe somewhere in your life, the reason you can't keep your house clean is because someone told you are terrible at it, so why do you even bother? And that's the story that has lived in your head the whole time. And that person who said that was a reflection of how they felt about themselves to start out with. That is not something that was meant for you to live by example. And if you have, I apologize, and you need to apologize to yourself, because this is what life is. I've been the person who was told, if you're not going to do it right, why bother trying? And guess what? That stopped me from doing a lot of things. So, what did I do? I told myself, well, you know what? Maybe if I do a little bit at a time. And then I adopted the phrase, progress is progress no matter how small. And progress is progress no matter how small is what has kept me going in the past 5 years to where I am now. And it's looked messy. It's looked like me crying on the floor in my bathroom. It's looked like me just giving up and then saying, okay, I'm not going to give up. I'm going back into it. Maybe that give up was a month's time. It's happened. For like a whole year, I almost didn't even do anything on my business. But then I came back to it. But you know what, guys? I had to do the work. I had to do what's holding me back. I had to figure out where these self-worth issues were coming from and how to combat them. And yes, making change can be almost a combative experience. Because if you want to make a change, if there's a reason you're trying to make a change, it's probably already because you're unhappy with something. Most people don't just want to make a change because, it's convenient and easy. Sometimes, yes, but when we're trying to make the hard changes, when we're trying to make the life changes, typically it's because we want something better. And typically, the reason we don't already have that something better is because we have self-limiting beliefs, or we have experiences that have kept us in a box for so long that we don't even know we're in a box. So yeah, making changes is a personal combat. And no one talks about this. Why does no one talk about this? Because this is the hard part of making change. And you know what? If I tell you, yes, you can make a change, but you're going to have to fight to make that change, is that really motivating? No, but that's the truth. That is the raw truth about making change. You have to find it in your heart to battle whatever it is that has kept you from living the way you want. And maybe that is something that could be a mental illness. Okay? Well, then you have to find a way to work with that mental illness. And maybe there is a disability that you have and you want the change. Well, find a way to work with the disability. But remember, you're only limited by your beliefs. And I know there's people going to be there like, Kirsten, well, no matter how hard I try, my body will not still be able to physically fly. Yes, there are physical limitations in reality, but I'm talking about changes that people can make, that they can work towards, that are realistic. And there are some people out there, and if this is you, I hope you listen, who say that they can't go to work 5 days a week because the pressure is too much on them. So you have the option to make the change to go look for another job, which is a struggle, which is uncomfortable, which puts you in an unfamiliar place. This is all hard stuff, yes. Or you could figure what you need to do at your job to make it better for you. Maybe you need to create boundaries. That can be feeling combative. Maybe you need to use your voice to, say, I've had enough. Maybe you're afraid of conflict and you've been hurt one too many times by other people's words and you're afraid your voice won't be properly heard. Well, guess what? These are all kind of based around limiting beliefs. They're all based around childhood or teenager or life experiences that we've had that have affected us in a way that we feel like we can no longer be us. So this is where I'm coming from, guys. I want you to know that even me, someone who is, trying to tell people that you can make a change in your life, just telling you, all you have to do is make a simple boundary shield, okay? Boundary shield does help, but you still have to show up for yourself. You still have to have courage for yourself, and that's hard. I literally today went for a 20-minute walk around the park, and that whole time I was in that 20-minute walk, so maybe like 18 minutes of that 20-minute walk, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I feel like I'm losing everything. I feel out of control. Things are, they're not smooth yet, and it's been 2 months. I feel like it should be smooth. Okay, without a limiting belief that it has to be smooth after 2 months. B, I had a reminder of when I was a kid and I was trying to learn something new for the first time, and I messed up and someone laughed at me, and it literally hurt me because this person was close to me, and I was still learning, and they took my ignorance as a thing to laugh at and mock me for. These are things I had to work through. These are things I have to deal with as I'm doing this. So I really just coming on and I'm trying to explain that change is its own journey, no matter what your change is. Big change, little change. If you are so wrapped up in limiting beliefs and hurtful experiences that taking the trash out is hard for you, that's okay. I'm not here to say that it needs to be easy for you, and I'm not here to judge you. What I'm here to say is, in order for that to get easier for you, you're going to have to work through why it's hard. And that is what true change is. Working through why this is hard and finding a way to get yourself to do it. And yes, even something as simple as that can take courage. So right now, if you're out there and you're trying to make changes and you're feeling defeated or tired or aggravated or just wanting to blow up, do it. Allow yourself to blow up. Give yourself the chance to express. Do what you have to do to get past those feelings. To journal, to express. Maybe, sit in your car and go off on anybody and everything that comes to your mind. Meaning, with you being by yourself in the car. I'm not saying bring other people in the car and go off on them. You sitting in the car by yourself and just going off to, the invisible people out there that hurt you. Find a way to express. Find a way to move through. So that way, you know what? It may have took you 4 hours to take the garbage out, but you did it. And maybe next time it'll only take 3. And then the time after that, maybe 2.5. And that's the point of making change. It's showing up and having the courage to say, I can do this, and I'm willing and ready to combat whatever's trying to stop me. And 100% of the time, whatever's trying to stop you is you in another form. It's you as a kid, you as a teenager, you as someone who got hurt, but it's still you. So please, 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 if you got anything from this video, I want you to know that you're not alone and that there are other people out there, millions of people out there, who are also fighting to change. I am myself, still have to fight, still have to face courage, still have to move forward in order to get the changes that I want. Yes, there's happy times. Yes, there's sad times. And the more I do this, the more happy times I get. But I had to go through a bunch of low, shitty times in order to get to this video here. In order to get to the point where this can be my full time. And it started with me conquering, why the fuck should I do the dishes today when I'm just going to have more dishes tomorrow? It started with me conquering, I should do my laundry on a more weekly basis instead of monthly basis. These are small changes that I made that I had to work through in order to make my big change. If you've made it this far in the video, I really thank you for sticking it out with me. If there's anyone who you think could benefit from this video, please share it with them. And please, if you have anything to share after this video, I'm not even going to ask you to comment. I'm just going to ask you to subscribe because this video is very personal. And if you do want to share, feel free. But it's up to you. And I'm not going to ask you to be vulnerable. I'm okay with me being vulnerable. I'm not going to ask you to be vulnerable if you don't want to be. So with this, I'm just going to end the video and I'm going to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope every one of you have a courageously blessed